Think fast, Chuckle Nuts!
Hello everyone, Praise Good here, and think fast. It is Moss. What is Moss? Moss is, well, as that is showing you right there, Moss is a virtual reality based, story driven adventure game. Now, I don't say action or platformer, I do say adventure game straight out because this is more of an interactive story experience more than it is a game. So there will be large swaths of time here where I will be quiet or silent because I'll be letting the story talk. Now I will apologize in advance. I have actually recorded this once already, so this is not a fully blind think fast like normal, but I still wanted to share the game. So, and as I said, this is VR, so there's not much options I can really change within the game itself when it comes to settings. And if you want to know if it's available on your virtual reality play space of choice, check the description for more details. And lastly, what is the Think Fast series? Normally, the Think Fast series is where I sit down with the game for 15 to 45 minutes playing a game as if I just opened it up from a physical package, giving you folks my thought on the game based on that time alone. Now, as you will obviously be able to tell right at this time, my microphone quality doesn't sound absolutely the best. I am well aware of this fact. It is the one that's connected to my headset, so I can't change that. That being said, let's begin our story. And if I already said it, I apologize, but I will repeat that I apologize if any audio is out of sync, if I'm too quiet, or if the game is too loud. I will attempt to fix what I can in editing, but there's a good chance what I'm going to end up doing is just sticking this all in the timeline, making sure it sounds good to me, and then pushing it through immediately because I can't adjust anything.
Your time has come at last, dear reader. While we began this tale long ago, we hope it is yours to finish. But this story is not yours alone. No, it is tied to another. And the journey you take together could change the fate of both our worlds. Shall we begin? They called it the Cinder Night. What came from those dark, starless skies would change the world of Moss forever. The peace that had settled across the land was broken by an unconquerable nightmare. And that night, the animals nearly met their end. First, they killed the king. A winged creature broke from the shadows and plucked him from his royal bedchamber high atop the tallest tower. Next, the serpent Sarfog and the armies of the Arcane tore up from the underworld. They ravaged the castle in search of that which gave the king power beyond understanding, one of the fabled glass relics. The Kingsguard fought bravely, but the castle soon pulsed with the Arcane's evil. Every room was gutted, every statue, tapestry, and adornment hexed. But the glass was never found. Even the reclusive sprites set aside their differences on that fated night. They sent a great champion, empowered by their own glass relic, to challenge the serpent and its steel army. Meanwhile, Sir Argus, commander of the Kingsguard, led the survivors west through a temple long abandoned by their ancestors and far away from their newly risen enemies. It was an arduous escape. Finally, after passage beneath the impassable mire, they found refuge in a clearing hidden safely in the trees. Argus charged back to join the Sprite champion at the mire's edge. Together, they fought back the arcane and sealed the temple passage that led to the clearing. But the champion was gravely injured. Clutching his glass, he retreated deep into the forest where he drew his last breath. A large tree grew upon him. It stood many years in watchful duty, safeguarding the glass and awaiting its next hero. That hero, albeit an unlikely one, did arrive at a time she'd be needed most. Quill was out adventuring beyond the edge of the clearing. Dusk was creeping in, but she wondered what she might find if she went just a little farther. She was not exactly sure what she roused, but she felt no danger from the being silently peering down at her. Quill had to hurry. The village gates would soon close, and night would follow.
And this is where you, the player, take off. So, playing throughout this game, okay, just the left hand. So playing throughout this game, I had major Secret of Nim vibes. Also, I'm testing some things. Because I managed to find, okay, that's the menu button. Because I managed to find some button functionality on my own. But we're basically, as it was shown, this is your character. Basically 2 balls and a face. You thought it was to say dick, didn't you? And there's the dick joke of the video. Good night, everybody. Anyway, now that I've ruined this wholesome thing. So the whole time I played this originally, I'm going to basically be replaying most of my steps I went through. The whole time I was playing this, I got massive Secret of Nim vibes the entire time through. So I will say that we are actually controlling Quill here. My left hand, the thumbstick on my left hand, is controlling Quill. I have access to all of Quill's things, but my right hand or my left hand, whichever I prefer, can be used to help solve puzzles. Yep, that's what we're doing, Quill. So I will say that there is minor elements of combat, which is why we have a sword. But it is still an exploration game more than anything else, which involves you, the player, actually looking at areas, trying to find things, as you can see me doing. Now you have to be careful because though she is brave, Quill has many faults. And you have to forgive me because I know there's collectibles and it's almost 1 per screen, so I'm doing a lot of looking around, seeing if I can find a collectible anywhere. So you will have to forgive me while I do this, but as I play, I hope you will anticipate the environment, anticipate how beautiful it is. And I noticed some people watching, because again, this is just me capturing what is effectively a mirrored version of what I'm seeing is basically mirrored to my desktop right now. Yeah. Basically, I am capturing my mirrored perspective from my desktop view. So it probably looks different to you, like warped or something, or it doesn't look as crisp. But keep in mind, within my headset, these Xbox 360 graphics look like they're as close to real life as possible. And I went on this point too. So for anybody who's always like, "Oh, VR doesn't look that impressive," or VR doesn't require that much, it's like, or I forget what the exact point was. But basically, virtual reality, most human eyes, and I'm using. Oh, hold on.
Warned was when danger was most present. But Quill preferred the stories of the magical creatures that woke to protect the forest.
So, okay, that's the first collectible right there. So a lot of what is it? For virtual reality, for anybody who's ever been curious about it, virtual reality, when it comes to human eyesight, in most circumstances, the human eye cannot see much beyond 720p. That isn't a blanket statement for every single person, but 720p is usually about the benchmark for what everybody can see. So that being said, most headsets don't usually go beyond. I'm bad at this. Usually don't go beyond aspect ratio of 1280 by 720p. So even though I'm capturing this in a way that is basically blown up to nearly 4K resolutions, it still isn't going to look super crisp because the human eye doesn't need to see much beyond 720p. Go Quill! Who's a good little rat? I guess mouse, but still. Oh, the bells are chiming. Quill. Hurry up, Quill. Uh-oh. We got a problem. So, just because this is my second time playing through this introductory part, I might not stick around and look at some of the same things as I had the first time. But exploration is still very much a part of this game. And I will say, like, well, there's nothing back here, but like you can turn around and look anywhere in here because it's virtual reality. So I will say, like, if you're somebody who has got into the virtual reality craze, like from what little I played so far, I will tell you straight out, and you can see it for firsthand if you want to see the full like introductory bits as well. For someone, if you're someone like myself who has gotten into the virtual reality craze, this game so far, if you love a good story, is probably one of the main reasons to get virtual reality, among a couple other things I am going to record or have recorded. Now, as I said, there are collectibles on almost every screen, and here's the collectible for this screen. It's like every single area is its own little puzzle. And some puzzles are a lot simpler than others. Some of them will require us to work with Quill to answer them. Sorry, I really enjoyed I don't know if I'm like pulling on her or what, but I really do enjoy doing this little pet on Quill. She's a good lass. Adventurous and brave to a fault, but a good lass. Hello. Oh, it recognized I waved. Oh my goodness. I have never tried waving at Quill, so that caught me off guard. Even on a second playthrough, stuff like that catches me off guard. Hello, what's your audition? God. So, it's a wonderful environment. I love this environment. This is all fantastic. Oh, this warms my heart. I really do enjoy this. This warms my heart a lot. So, oh. Can I touch the other channel then? Nope. So, I will also tell you right out the way, because like this is an adventure game in all aspects. So most games that are adventure in nature have all the adventure game tropes. Being part of a small village. the hero, or heroine in this case, cannot swim. All things of that matter. And unfortunately, we can't really talk to, but fortunately or unfortunately, we can't really talk to too many of the denizens of this forest. All we can really do is interact with what little we have access to and go from there. What's up, Frank? Anyway, so too late. As like I said, jumping with Quill is a little awkward with this setup. Ooh, a little more. There we go. I'll save you, don't worry. Woo! Oh, you did it. You do a jump attack. I haven't tried that yet. Oh, shoot. I'm bad. Can I just hold and then hold back? Yes, I can, actually. So, gosh, I'm going to say. Like I said, a lot of screens are going to have some form of a collectible on it that you can get, and it does require you, the player, to actually look for the collectibles as well. Hi. No, we're going to go that way. So dang it, it's like I have dyspraxia or something. So you as a player, you will have to snuff out. Like, you will have to get your head into the action and snuff out all the possible collectibles. But Quill is the one that will have to be the one to actually gather the collectibles in question. And gosh, I hope that's not too late. Actually, let me check something really quick here before I move forward. Sorry, I'm checking the audio balance levels because this is right in my ears, and basically what's right in my ears is also right in your ears respectfully. So I'm just checking the audio balance levels to make sure I'm not, like, blowing your eardrums out the water, or I'm not trying to yell over a water wheel. There we go, that works. Alright, get it, Quill. Get Quill. The thing. Do I have to have you? Okay, so I have to use the sword button. Noah's the bridge?
Thanks to your new friend, Quill had saved priceless grains from the hourglass.
Let's get you back across safely, Quill. Always have to do a superhero landing. I find it great that, like, Quill tries to follow your hand too when you, like, try to lead her on.
She raced to the door of the cottage she shared with her uncle, hoping once he saw her discovery, he'd lose himself in tales of its legend.
So this is their horses, by the way. Sorry. Like, it's always kind of great to see, like, I don't know why, like, there's something out there, like, it was popular, like, 10, maybe 5 years ago, something in that nature, or in that realm. There was a popular franchise that came out, Tales of Redwood, I think is what it is, where it's basically, like, a medieval fantasy, but told throughout the perspective of, tree-dwelling or rodent-like creatures, and this kind of follows that same path where, Secret of Nim as well, but follows the path where, like, tree-dwelling creatures, but make that, like, the tree-dwelling creatures, so draw it down to scale for them. So a horse, a large creature to us, what's a large creature to, say, a mouse, a squirrel? I don't know, I always thought concepts like that were always fun and interesting. Anyway, I'm going to shut up for a while because it is very much story time, very deep story time.
Uncle Argus was watching the evening light dim when Quill burst through the front door of their cottage. Uncle, there's something you have to see. Out past the bell again, he scolded. Quill, I've told you countless times. I know, Quill replied, crestfallen. I didn't mean to worry you, but I found something strange and magical. Quill's hands trembled as she showed him the glass. What is it? She asked. A look of panic spilled over her uncle's stoic exterior. Where did you find this? Roared Uncle Argus. Quill had never seen her uncle so shaken. west of the clearing, she explained. And as soon as I picked it up, something started helping me. Uncle Argus followed her motion.
A reader. With you, here, right now? Quill, what you found is very powerful and very dangerous,
He said with great concern.
If I could take this burden from you, I would. But this reader has chosen. Even with the moon full and bright, I must go right away.
Quill pressed. Where are you going? I can help. We can help.
No,
He snapped.
they'll find you and tear you apart. I have to go alone. It is for your own safety and for everyone here in the clearing.
His long, heartfelt hug told her he was heading for danger.
I'll be back before midnight. Until I return, I need your word you will not leave the clearing with that glass. Promise me, Quill.
I promise, she said reluctantly, wondering where her uncle was going so deep into the night.
Quill? 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 She's alright. Is that a pet bee?
Hey, kid! Kid! Wake up! Hey, kid, over here! I know where your uncle went. I can show you. You're twofold now. Very important. Bring that glass and your sidekick too. We're going to need them.
I got upgraded to sidekick. So I think even in...
Hey! Starthing, wait!
So I think even here, we can't... Yep, there's even something to find here in the house, I remember. So these are collectibles. We actually have seen it on... Wait, can I interact with that? B? Okay. So those are the collectibles, as I said before, and we can actually see our progress in it. And I'll show the progress on it towards the end of this quote-unquote chapter.
Quill had never met a Starthing. In campfire stories, they often meddled in the lives of mortals. And when they appeared, mischief followed.
So basically, this is a Grimm's fairy tale fae, or fairy, seeking only their own gain, effectively. Brickastique. Ah, and here's the collectible right here. Now, I don't know why. I can't... Oh, right. Things. So, forgive the sudden jitteriness and jutteriness of this. My computer can handle VR stuff, but even then, I think it's like on the brink.
The Eastern Gate was strictly forbidden. But despite her promise, Quill knew in her heart that Uncle Argus needed her.
So my computer can handle VR stuff decently well, but I think it still stutters every now and again, despite my best efforts. It may be a problem of the game, maybe a problem of the fact that my computer is a couple years old now, so it has troubles keeping up with some stuff. Anyway. Good find, Quill. Anyway, we're just gonna, now that we're done with that, come this way, my friend. Come. Come, follow, please.
Demanded answers. Starthing, you can't just barge in here with your riddles. Where is he? What do you know?
I think I tried that the first time, too. I'm trying to, yeah, I think I tried to do that the first time, too, to see if there's anything underneath this water passageway.
The trouble your uncle's heading for is the kind only you and that silent giant up there can get him out of.
Oh, sorry. Force the habit to like pull stuff around. So yeah, this is wow. I will say like recording this right now, this feels like this feels like back when I first started doing YouTube stuff, and that I can't really adjust any. I didn't know how to, nor can I adjust anything. So I feel like I'm being slightly unprofessional with this. Yet I'm doing the best I can.
This way, kid, urged the starling. And don't forget to tuck your ears in.
I will follow you, Quill. I'm staying home. Just imagine the audacity of Quill goes off into the unknown, long forgotten and possibly dead. Me, the person that will probably save her. I'm going home. Heck with this. I will say a lot of the magic, a lot of the magic. Oh geez, that was loud. A lot of the magic of doing something in VR is in a game like this. You can be your own dynamic cameraman. Like I could have just stood over here and had like a panoramic shot of that portal closing, but I chose to stand right here and look at it head on. Also, I must break Steak. So this swamp water. This is too deep for Quill. Quill will drown in this. So just you did that. I'm still getting used to where the control stick is on my controllers and how the directions function. Thankfully, because it is more. It's a little more forgiving in the aspect of an adventure game, and the fact that the control style is a little wonky. It's a little more forgiving. That's a scroll back there. I don't think I found this one my first time playing, actually. Now that scroll's pretty obvious, but it is. I don't know. Even though I am replaying this, and I apologize for continuing to draw out that aspect of my failed recording, I still draw wonder from this. And hi. All right, I should probably jump from a higher layer, shouldn't I? I still draw a lot of missed entirely. I still draw a lot of wonder from this, just because I do draw a lot of wonder from it, because it is a totally untapped world, the likes of which has never been seen until someone dreamt it up, and that person's goal and aspiration was, I'm going to make this a VR game, something that doesn't have a large audience for it right now. But in due time, it may become such. Listen, I'm glad you're vegetarian, because you would body Quill so hard right now. That actually scared... That's unfortunately something that got lost to the end of time, is that actually scared me my first time playing this. So that freaked me out, because I wasn't anticipating a deer. Or a buck, whatever you want to say. I'm standing right next to the scroll. So we are going to go up and around here, up around this way. Hup, heap, bop, and have to go back-ish, or down here and back up again. So, man, it's so atmospheric. It's a little creepy atmospheric. This is at times. If you're frustrated at me making these jumps so poorly, imagine how I feel being the one actually making them and failing them this expertly. Good job, Quill. You did it. Heap up. Oh wow, I actually made it all the way back the way I was telling you, we're gonna drop down here. We're gonna go the way we're supposed to now. Hey Quill, can you just max out your strength really quick so we can get that sword? This one right here. Actually, I'll take that sword. Right. Incorporeal being can interact with the hello.
Just on the other side is the mire, the Starling assured her. There's a good chance your uncle's still there.
That is a good point, actually. I don't think I called out that squirrel my first time I was playing this until I was like halfway across the lake. Right, a platform. Alright, cool. Jumpies. And more. Oh, you did that automatically. Woo, woo, woo.
Did you hear that? The Starling seemed anxious. I've ruffled enough leaves in these parts. I can't be seen with you. I'll catch up with you later. Just don't go and die on me.
I hate Faye. Anyway. So I think this is like the second half of chapter 2, as I've called it, and it gets us into like the aspects of the danger that this game has. I'm going to just... Nope, I'll have it automatically, by the way. I got you. Yep, I helped you. Okay, nothing back there. So, but yeah, this gets us into like the actual danger that comes with this adventure game, and even some of the combat at this point. Though it's not super... Hold on, is there something back here? Though the combat is not super complex, it is still combat nonetheless. I've been flexing the combat ever so slight amounts here and there. But even then, it's like a 3-hit combo. We're going to pull this over to open the gate. Yeah. So the way you can tell if you can interact with something, and I didn't realize until this point, is if it has this, like I say mouse over. Sorry, no pun meant. If you mouse over something in a glow, but even from a distance, if you look at something and it's got like this bronze rust going on with it, or this bronze tang corroding that happens with a lot of bronze objects, usually it means you can interact with it as the giant or the reader. And I guess this little exercise here also, I think a scroll is somewhere back here. Also, I'm being a little careful in my movement because I don't know how close my chaperone is because it's not showing up. That's actually something I haven't mentioned yet, but I will point out for those of you that have never played VR is usually when you set up VR, you set up a play space for you to be in. And when you get your hands or head close to that play space, a grid will pop up to say, hey, don't go any further than this, my friend. You are going to bop your head against something. Yeah. Nice find. Now let's get you to the objective. Jump back. Oh, you tried. So it's basically just to keep you as the person playing, because you're stuck in this fantasy world. You can't see a darn thing. That whole chaperone is basically because you're walking around blind in your play area. So that chaperone is basically there, meant as a way to stop you from basically headbutting. It's there to stop you from headbutting something you don't want to headbutt. Now there's no additional thing up there actually. I'm pushing my hands out like this and moving slowly just so I don't hit anything. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. So wow, I actually have a bigger play area than I thought I did. Neat. Anyway. Okay, jump it. Jump to the high ground. Good job, Quill. See anything back there? Ooh. I hope I didn't lag on your end, because I got some frame stutter on my end. Let's see. Nothing there. I'm looking around for secrets. Okay, so this is where combat lives, by the way. We're just gonna... Oh! I was gonna try and clear up the area first. So, this is where... Don't worry, I got you, Quill. I've been here before. So this is where you, as the player, can help Quill with combat. You don't... She doesn't... Oh. She doesn't need your help. But you providing her assistance is going to help immensely and keep both of you living and striving for a while. Come on, come bring it. Hold that thought. Into the drink with you. So this is the combat. It's pretty simple, where you working with Quill as your sword, you are a distraction tactic, while Quill is your blade. Though small, she do be a mighty warrior. Now I'm going to pass my hand through areas to make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Yeah, there's nothing in these tombs, so to say. Okay, so I don't think there's any collectibles here. Though realm is beautiful, there is no such thing as no danger in a realm of beauty.
A whisper echoed through the trees.
Fought like someone who has stolen our champion's power.
A small yet fantastical band of sprites emerged, surrounding Quill.
I'm Veda, root seer of the mire, and you have crossed into our domain.
But I will leave things on a cliffhanger as such like that, because that is where I ended my initial recording of this as well. So, if you... By the way, I didn't mention it before, but I will point out now. This is your completion guide. So every glass shard you collected will appear here on this screen, or will appear here on this stained glass depiction, I will say. I don't know what's the actual proper word for this. But it will appear here so you can track your progress throughout the game. But, if I push a button, that will be my time for now. If you are... my hands are stuck in time. That's not where my hands are anymore, by the way. If you are interested in Moss, want to know what platforms, virtual reality, what platforms these are available on, how much it will cost you, anything of that sort, please refer to the description down below. But that's all for me for now. Everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again when I'll react to a new title for the first time. You folks have a great rest of your day, and take care.